Hi guys, Danielle here from GetTestObsessed.com, and today I'm bringing you another TOEFL book review. Today we're going to talk about Longman's preparation course for the TOEFL iBT reading. So, is this the test prep book for you? Let's find out. So the first thing that you'll notice is that it is specific to the reading section. If you know that there's one section of the exam that you need more help with than the others, then this makes a lot of sense. Instead of practicing the skills you already feel comfortable and confident with, focus on the areas that you need most help with. For many students, reading is one of the sections that they want to focus on early. By being able to recognize and be more familiar with more of these academic words, doing something like taking notes on the lecture and the listening passages won't be quite as difficult. One of the things that I really like about this particular book is that it starts off with what they call a diagnostic pretest. As you know, I'm a big advocate for taking pretests when you're first starting out. You have no idea how to measure improvement unless you know where you're starting from. So for that reason, I do really like that setup of this particular book. The pretest, however, is not a particularly long diagnostic test. It is one passage with 18 questions that follow. One of the things that you'll notice immediately in the diagnostic test is that you've basically got a mirror image of the passage in both places, one without any questions and one with the questions layered into them. I don't love that they replicate the passage and then the passage with the questions in it, because I do think it can be a little bit misleading. It makes it look like there's more practice in there than there actually is. So for that reason, I'm not a huge fan of that. But I do like that in the diagnostic test that they have that begins the book, they're going to take you through each of the different types of reading question that you could encounter. So I really do enjoy that about this particular book. In addition, I think the biggest strength of this particular book is that it tells you exactly what you need more work on when it comes to reading. Reading is such a big topic to begin with. So by breaking it down by type of question, you'll be much better off. Is it the vocab questions that you keep messing up on? Maybe it's negative detail questions or the summarize using a chart, something like that. By being able to identify those specifics, you'll be far better off when it comes to test day. One of the things I really love about this book is how it breaks down each of the types of questions you need to know into more detail. It gives you a few pages of strategy and advice, and then gives you practice with just that particular type of question. So for example, this is for the reference questions, those ones where you need to know the pronoun rules in order to get them right. If you need more help with the pronoun rules, make sure you go ahead and click the video up here. But back to our review. But as you can see, the amount of questions that you actually get in order to test the fact that you understood how to implement the information that they've given you is a little bit limited. You only get a very short passage, so not a full-length passage, followed by questions that are of that style. So in the pronoun referent question area, you get a paragraph or two and then a few questions only dealing with those pronoun style questions. You won't see something that is similar to a full-length passage until you have two different skills combined. For that reason, I wish that there was a little bit more practice and that was a little bit longer. If you need advice on how to turn any passage that you encounter from something that you found on the internet to your favorite website into some test prep practice, go ahead and click the button right here, and I'll teach you how to do that too. The issues I see with the end of the book are similar to the problems that I've seen throughout. So when you get to what they call the mini tests at the end of the book, again, you have the reading passage itself, and then the replication of the passage with the information referring you to the questions. And like I said, they are called mini tests, and they call them mini tests for a reason. Unlike a full-length TOEFL practice test where you're going to have multiple passages, here these mini tests are just one passage with about 12 questions, 8 questions to follow. At the end of the book, they give you what's called 8 mini tests. What's great is that that gives you a full-length passage to work with, followed by questions that are a mixed review of information you've learned. The downside of having 8 mini tests is that it is very much a mini test. It's one passage with a set of questions equals one mini test, as they're calling it. That means that it is not until you get to the complete tests that follow that you'd get something that would truly replicate the TOEFL reading section in terms of length. You would not want to buy this particular book if you're looking to build up your reading endurance. As you know, I am a big fan of looking at the answer key when it comes to your TOEFL prep. This answer key is not very detailed or thorough. So if you do miss a question, you might still not know why one answer is better than another. So if you're working with a tutor or a friend, this might be a better solution for you than if you are studying independently. If you're studying independently, those answer keys are really vitally important. So I wouldn't pick a book without knowing that first, depending on what your preparation plan looks like. So overall, who is this book good for? This book is an excellent place to start with if you are beginning TOEFL prep. If you have no background information previously about the TOEFL, this is a great place to get started because, as I said before, it gives you that diagnostic. It's a little bit easier to focus on the reading section than some of the other sections. It's one of the ones that allows you to build your skills up for the other 3 sections that you'll encounter on exam day. And I love that it breaks it into type of question. That way you don't feel overwhelmed. If you're looking for full-length practice tests, if you're looking to increase your reading endurance, this book is not for you. However, I think it's a great book to get you started with the foundations of the reading section. And while it won't be enough for most people to properly prepare you all the way through, it will give you the essentials so that way you have a great basis from which to build. Thanks for checking out the video. If you've purchased the Longman preparation course for the TOEFL iBT, let me know what you think about it. Place your ideas in a comment below and tell me how you thought that this book went. Again, each book is not for everyone. It really depends on the needs of the individual test taker. So if you haven't already, make sure you go back and listen to my video on the criteria for what makes a good TOEFL prep book for you. In the meantime, I'll be providing you more of these TOEFL book reviews in this playlist. And as always, I'll be bringing you extra vocab, grammar, and TOEFL tips. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that way you get all the information you need to help you succeed on test day and beyond. Thanks. I'll see you next time. Bye.